Hello, Namaskaram, Vanakkam. This is Veena here. I have just now started a journey with my children to get them educated in some Hindu scriptures, slokas, and possibly Vedas at some point as well, and Bhagavad Gita for sure. We had been on the lookout for several years now for someone to teach, and they are at an age where I thought if I don't teach them now, it's going to be difficult for them to learn later. So, for that reason, I decided to take it upon myself to start teaching. Luckily, I found a friend who is quite like minded and very involved in such activities. So, we both have started sloka class for the children, and it's a fairly small class because it's our first time as well, and we're trying to figure out whether we can put a curriculum together. And obviously, if we have to teach the kids, we have to prepare ourselves. A bit more in depth learning is needed. So, for these reasons, I thought there may be others who may benefit from this effort as well, not just people that attend the class in person. So, whatever I prepare for the class, I thought I'll start logging it, vlogging rather. I'll record it so that you can have a look, and if you like it, see how you can use it in your life. So I just thought I'll start with why do we even bother doing this, in terms of why do I want my children to learn shloka. So this is based on what I have been brought up with, and this is based on what I have learned as well. So people seem to be very scientific these days, no matter how strong the data behind the science is or isn't. That doesn't seem to get challenged as much. But people like the backing of science for most of the things that they want to believe in. So if we start a point for why chanting shlokas is important from a scientific standpoint, the way the brain works, a lot of you might already know, it has a lot of neural path in the brain, and there are like several thousands, probably in the millions. And we don't always use all these neural pathways, and it is shown that at any age you can create new neural pathways. The best way to do this is learn things new. You not only learn things, you also practice them on a repeated basis. So one of the benefits of learning these slokas is that you learn new things, which means your brain is making new neural pathways, and that would help keep ticking the brain. It is shown that I've read these in several magazines as a result of some research done by several scientists, where they've seen if the brain is constantly put to work, it's being challenged, degenerative problems are unlikely to affect them, or at least the point at which they get affected by degenerative problems will be much later. So one of the advantages of doing this is that you keep your brain going. The other interesting aspect of brain is the way it works, is it takes in things and then it stores it somewhere. Storing is one aspect of it, which is just to put it in a memory block. But it is another aspect to recall. So when we keep putting new shlokas in our head, storing it in our brain, and try to recite it, chant it, we are trying to recall. And that again is exercise for the brain, which can only do good. It's not just good to do physical exercise like jogging and running and cycling and marathon, but we need activities for the brain as well. So the mental exercises are also quite important. You can almost call this another form of mindfulness. Mindfulness doesn't have to do only art or coloring. Chanting slokas is equally a mindful activity as well. It is quite important to surround ourselves with positivity, and the benefits of shlokas, as far as I've seen the number of shlokas and Vedic chants, they are all positive. So when you utter these words, they surround you with positive vibration. And again, science has proven that that sort of a atmosphere is very good for the brain to keep working. Most of these slokas are in Sanskrit, which is not my mother tongue. Some slokas are in Tamil as well, which is my mother tongue. But be it Sanskrit or Tamil, the opportunity that this provides to learn new words, improve vocabulary in the case of Tamil, which is my mother tongue. In case of Sanskrit, I get to learn new words and I get to learn a bit more about the language. So learning a language is quite a fascinating thing, and again, it keeps your brain going. If you notice, some of these slokas have some complex words, and the ability to pronounce these words gives you a bit more edge in conversation or communication skills. So some Sanskrit words, the syllables are not very easy for everyone, but over time you get it. So you get the flexibility in your tongue to utter even some complex sounds. Like I said before, it creates a lot of positivity. So surround yourself with positive things. Say positive things, because the brain pursues what you say. It goes behind what we say and what we imagine. When you recite some slokas and understand the meaning of it, you also start imagining what that is saying and the description of things. It helps you imagine. It helps you use your brain. And brain is one of those organs where you use it or lose it. So I might as well keep my brain going by doing all this chanting and learning new slokas. So these are some of the reasons why I want my children to learn slokas, and as far as possible, whoever children are interested, I'm quite happy to share the wisdom. I do believe that it is important to learn the meaning as well, because there's a lot of positive things in these shlokas and verses. So it is quite important for them to understand what the meaning is, not just memorize the verses, so that they get the full benefit of it. So going forward, I'm hoping to record a number of videos where we explain some slokas, the meaning of the slokas, and at some point we will also start doing Bhagavad Gita, hopefully, God willing, by every stanza. So every sloka in the Bhagavad Gita, we're hoping to run it through. It's like little drops of water make an ocean. It might be a while before we finish the Bhagavad Gita, but it all starts with the first step. So hopefully you will enjoy this video and this series. There will be other topics that I vlog on as well, so stay tuned. Thank you.